Hi everyone, I hope everybody's doing good. Guys, today is Saturday and I'm here live. It's been long that I've actually seen you. I thought to come back on a live session. So if anybody's actually live, please say hi or anything so that I could know that you guys are watching me. So I see a couple of people actually joining. Just hi everyone, please say some message so that I could know that you're live, that you're watching me. Hello, great to see you all. I think people are joining now. There's almost 4 people that I could see. Please shoot a comment so that I could know that you guys are. I hope you can see my message. So today we are going to talk about a lot of topics. There's a high ratio. Thanks for joining, and few other people. I see 6 or 8 people now, which is very good. And it's hi Srikanth, thanks for joining. It's a pleasure, guys, to be back live. And we used to do this quite a lot. Now, today I'm going to talk about quite a lot of topics. So I just want to give another few minutes so that people could join our live session. And so it's better, people could make comments and everything. Okay, let's see how it's going. Okay, so today's topic, I'm going to touch base 5 important topics. So the first one is on recruitment trends in Ireland and UK, current recruitment trends in Ireland and UK. Hi May, hi Reshma, hi Arun, hi Srikanth and Reshu, welcome back. Thanks again to see me live here. The second topic we will be talking about is what to do after passing OET. I think there was like 2 days ago, results came. So so many people actually messaged me. So they were actually asking me regarding what is their next steps. So I'll be talking about that as well. The third topic which I'll be addressing is exam visa. So the third topic is exam visa. I think I have actually mentioned earlier in my post what all topics I'm going to talk about. So I'll be talking about exam visa, and then I'll be talking about student visa processing and what are the benefits of it and everything. And on the last, I would talk about some websites that you guys have to refer if you're actually planning to come to Ireland. Okay, so there's a lot of people that are actually started. Those who started here. So I'll just go by calling out the names. Wamshi, thanks for joining. Anil, Roy, Reshma, Mai, Arun, Srikanth, Reshu, thanks again for joining us. Rinti and Swapna. So the first thing is the recruitment trends. Let's talk about the recruitment trends. Currently, guys, since last year, 2019 March, HSE has frozen their overseas recruitment, and even local recruitment was actually, it was going very slow, and there was no massive recruitment happening in Ireland as well as overseas. And they were supposed to reopen in sometime in June, July 2019, but that didn't happen. We were expecting they will open back in December. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And now, being in February, March, there is, slowly we see a slow sign of recruitment happening, local recruitments. So there is a sign, there's a slow movement. So there are a lot of jobs being offered for people those are already in Ireland. So if you are a nurse, or if you are a nurse who lives in Ireland, has a PIN number, you can slowly the hospitals as well as community nursing units are actually hiring a lot of nurses. So that's the beginning of the wheel. So people, the HSE embargo is slowly lifting, and we're seeing signs of it. Okay. The second thing is private nursing homes. So there are currently, because of these HSE embargo, and people were not going into, they were not moving from private nursing homes into the HSE. So what happens usually is when the HSE lifts its embargo, there will be a massive shift of people, of nurses moving from private nursing homes. That's the usual way. So how does it recruitment works in Ireland? Basically, if there is HSE openings, if there is plenty of HSE jobs available, the nurses, those who are in private nursing homes or private sectors, they move into the HSE hospitals. But because of this embargo, even the private nursing homes or private hospitals are overstaffed. So now slowly I see a trend. It's slowly moving. So in next month or two, in next couple of months, definitely there will be a lot of movement. But you could imagine, like, you know, now Ireland was struggling for a year. It's almost a year, because I remember last year in March when I came online and we came to know about HSE embargo, and I remember that day when I made a post saying, you know, there won't be any overseas recruitment happening. So it's almost a year now. But on the other hand, UK is crying out for nurses. So if you guys have OETB scores, so if you have OETB scores, also if you have Ielts scores for UK, definitely, guys, that's the best opportunity. Do not wait, or do not wait for Ireland for another few months, because nothing is going to happen in next few months. So it'll be slow. It will be slow. So if you have an opportunity to choose UK, definitely go for it. Okay, that's my personal advice. But you have to do a bit of research before applying. So now Hirehood actually works with a lot of NHS hospitals. So if you are actually having any OET required scores for UK or IELTS required scores, please let us know. We'll be able to help you out in that. And before I go, guys, today, the main reason why I'm free today is because of the weather. The weather is absolutely bad. We have storm Jorge. It's some sort of name they're given to the storm. So we have, I can show you, you could still hear the wind noise from the window, because there is a storm happening and there is red alert. People are advised not to go out. So it's really bad weather outside. So that's why I'm here. Anyways, so the second question I want to address is what to do after passing OET or IELTS exam. So last 2 days ago, there were a couple of people, those who passed OET from our academy in India, as well as, you know, a few people those who did their OET online. They also passed. So it's a brilliant opportunity. People actually are passing this exam, and they were asking us what's the next step that they have to do. Guys, I have to advise you, the steps remains the same. Nothing has changed. The IELTS or OET scores have slightly changed, but the processing remains exactly similar. I would say till you get your, so for example, if you pass your OET exam now with desired scores for Ireland, the first step that you should do is contact NMBI. Contact NMBI and ask for application pack. So application pack that you have to request, as soon as you get your application pack, there will be 3 or 4 different parts for it. So you need to fill those relevant parts and send it back to an NMBI. They will do their processing. They will, as soon as they finish the processing, they will come to a conclusion. When they come to a conclusion, they will either say you are eligible to sit for aptitude test or adaptation program. These are the 2 things that you can opt for, either one of them. So you can decide. But again, to be honest, aptitude test dates are quite, you know, if you're looking for a recent employment or quick employment, I would advise aptitude test dates are quite, it's 3 months in advance. So if you're looking for now, you'll be only getting dates for June or July. So, but adaptation dates are so slow. So once you get the adaptation or aptitude program, once you choose it, the next step is basically you choosing an employer. That's the standard procedure. You have to choose an employer. But now there is another opportunity where you can come to Ireland. You don't need an employer. You can come here on a short period of visa, which is called exam visa. I've done a video on it. Whatever I'm saying, guys, I've already said. You guys need to go back to our YouTube channel, Hirehood, and look for, I have done more than 200 videos. You can actually watch all these videos which explain every single procedure. So now you can come in, you can come here in Ireland on an exam visa. Exam visa is a short-term visa where you'll be you'll be coming to Ireland for 3 to 4 weeks to attend aptitude test. As soon as you finish your aptitude test, you have to go back to India or Philippines, whichever country you came from, and then you can once you get the PIN number, you can straight away apply and get a job. So those are the other alternative methods. So I'll post a couple of links in the description below later on so that you don't have to go and search for these videos. I'll post this video after the live session so that you could see in the description what video I'm referring to. So exam visa process, guys, it is a bit expensive process. It's a bit expensive. The reason is exam visa, you have to pay for everything yourself. RCSI aptitude test is not cheap. It's 2,800. That's 2,800 euros. So RCSI, if you have that money to spend, you go for it. Unfortunately, at this time, employers are not willing to pay because there is surplus of candidates, very little employment. So every single day, I'm getting hundreds of CVs. Every employers and every agencies are getting hundreds of CVs. So there is a massive competition because people are passing. The success rate from OET is higher, much higher than Ielts. So people are passing quite frequently, and then the employers have now an option, and there is very little employment. So employers saying we are not willing to pay anything. It's up to the candidates. If a candidate want to pay, we are willing to offer a job. That's the situation currently in Ireland. But in UK, situation is entirely different. Employers are willing. There's a massive shortage of employment in UK. So if you have desired scores for UK, guys, please don't wait. Take any options what you have. Okay, and you don't have to spend any money if you're planning to go to UK. The employers will pay for your CBT, employers will pay for your OSCE, employers will pay for your accommodation for 3 months, employers will pay for your flight tickets. So all this is covered by employers in UK because there is a lot of vacancies and very little candidates. But in Ireland, it's entirely different. It's it's the other way around. Okay. So that's the major difference in the recruitment trends in Ireland and what you should do after passing OET or Ielts exam. Now, I touched base earlier on regarding exam visa. As I said, exam visa is only for 3 to 4 weeks, short period of time, and there will be expenses. Expenditures will include your aptitude test, 2,800 euro. You might have to book your own flights, your visa processing. Now that would be too much expensive, maybe 10,000 or 15,000 rupees. And then you might have, when you are reaching to Ireland, you need to have 3 weeks or 4 weeks of accommodation, food, your travel. So all in all, it will cost you a bit of money. So if you have some amount, please, and your DL is about to expire, do not wait. Go for this exam visa options. Recently, a couple of our candidates came here and they did their exam and they went back. Now we are actually processing few other candidates for in the next couple of weeks. They will be coming to Ireland on exam visa. And another topic I want to talk about is student visa. This is one of the hottest topic because last couple of while people were actually contacting us saying they have tried IELTS or OET many times, and unfortunately they're not able to get relevant scores. So they were actually really desperate. People want to come to Ireland or UK. They were asking me, SREE, what is another option that I can come to Ireland? So one of the options is student visa. So if you are a GNM nurse, or if you are a degree nurse, or if you are an engineer, there are courses there are colleges what Hirehood works with, and we have a lot of candidates who already came here last year and this year. They are studying in different universities. So that is a good option where you might need IELTS. You will need IELTS academic scores, 5.5, individual scores, and overall 6, and And if you're if you're a nurse, GNM nurse, you could actually do post BSc degree. If you are actually a BSc nursing, you could do masters in nursing. If you are actually an engineer, you could do masters, or if you're an IT engineer, you could do masters in IT and everything. So that's another option. You will need Ielts academic, which will be 5.5 or 6, depending on the universities or depending on the colleges. Okay. So once you opt your student visa, it is an expensive process. I'm not saying it's cheap. It is an expensive process. So if you have money, there is an opportunity. You come to Ireland on student visa. So once, let's say you are a nurse and you tried several times IELTS or OET and you want to do post BSc in Ireland, the course duration, any overseas training course duration is only for 1 year. So your course, let it be post BSc or MSc or master IT or hotel management, whichever course in Ireland, is only for 1 year. But if you're doing masters, you will get 2 years of stay back. If you're doing post BSc nursing, you will get 1 year stay back. So that's the major difference. So if you're doing masters, you could stay back for the next 2 years and you can work minimum of 40 hours per week during your college, during your holiday period, as well as during your stay back period. You could work up to 40 hours. If you're during your college time, like Monday to Friday, you could work 20 hours per week. So that's another opportunity. You don't need an extra visa or any other. You don't need to sit on any. You don't need any permits or anything. When you actually come to Ireland on a student visa, you will be given an opportunity to actually work part-time during your college time, as well as full-time when it's holidays, or you can work full-time during your stay back. So I have made many videos regarding student visa, which I will post the link in the description below. Just if you want to refer to it, if you have any queries, I'll post my WhatsApp number and our academy's number. If you want to text us, please do. We are there to help you out. Now, another important thing which I wanted to address is the recent changes in the minimum wage. Okay. So since February 1st, 2020, this year, there was another, the government of Ireland, they have introduced minimum wage of €10.10. Previously, if you were working as a healthcare assistant, or if you're working as a bartender, if you're working in a petrol station, you'll be earning around €9.80. But since February 1st, 2020, the minimum wage has gone from 9.80 to 10.10. So if you do any job in Ireland, let it be any job in Ireland, you will be earning a minimum salary of 10.10. So certain jobs like petrol stations, or if you are actually in a shop, if you are actually in the library, or any small jobs which is not which we can't consider because of your if you have a professional degree like nursing, those rates are different. If you are an engineer, your rates will be different. But non-professional courses or non-professional jobs will have a minimum wage of 10.10 since 1st of February 2020. And now, one of the famous questions I get quite often is, what are the immediate effects of Brexit? Guys, I would say I haven't seen any massive changes, to be honest. The prices remains the same. There is no hard border, so we can still, I'm an Irish citizen, so we can still travel freely to UK. There is no major changes being made. So I don't think there is, I haven't seen anything as a citizen. I haven't seen any major changes being made post Brexit. But there are changes going to come in next couple of weeks. Export industry is going to be hit. That's one of the biggest industry, and real estate will be hit as well. Same in Ireland and UK. Both countries will see a detrimental effect post Brexit. But that's something that we have to wait and see for next couple of months. And now what I would do is, guys, I'll go through all the comments. I want to address you all. Thanks again for joining. So Reshu, Shrikant, Arun, Mai, Reshma, Roy, Anil, thanks again for joining us. Ramshi, Rinsi, Swapna, Tintu, Jomon. Hi, Jomon. Jovan and myself, we both studied in college. It's a great pleasure to see you, buddy. Remia, thanks for joining. Vamshi again. Joby, Shrira, good to see you. Princhu, Tinsi, Ajish, Renu, great to see you guys. Arshad, great to see you. Reshma, nice to see you. So here we have Anil asked a question. Sir, I have 6 years Kuwait experience. Is it a problem to show Kuwait experience? I heard NMBI may delay to release NMBI registration if we show Middle East experience. Do I need verification from Kuwait also? Or now I'm in India since 6 years. I didn't understand you what you were asking. If you could please ask that question through our Facebook group called Connecting Healthcare Professionals, or you could shoot a message through our Hirehood page. I will try to address it. But what I could understand from that question is, if you actually work in any country, you need to show your experience. Please, please, guys, do not hide anything or do not manipulate anything, because it's going to hurt you. It will hurt you. So please make sure, show your experience. Yes, it might be, your processing might be slow, but there are so many services available in Middle East where they can assist you with the NMBA processing. But do not hide, guys. This is your valid 6 years of experience. Why do you want to hide? No, no, no. I would always suggest this. Please do not manipulate. Please do not hide anything with NMBI or any of those, if it's NMC or any of those registration bodies. Nice to see you, Eben. Nice to see you, Jansi, Uma, Mahesh. It's great to see you all, guys. So now I have another question here. Yeah, Mai has actually asked us, are there dates for adaptation course? Yeah, guys, dates are not as available as aptitude test. But aptitude test dates are actually in 6th of June 2020. That's the latest date which I checked. So it's 6th June 2020 is the last date. Adaptation dates depends on the hospital which is going to offer you. So if you are actually going to, let's say, Letterkenny Hospital or Portumna Hospital or any hospitals that they do adaptation courses, they have specific seats per month or per every 2 to 3 monthly. They will only take certain amount of candidates. So it all depends on that individual hospital. But I can guarantee you guys, it's awful slow. You might have to wait more than 6 or 8 months to get an adaptation date because the volume of candidates is unreal. It's so much. And now I want to address another few questions here. Vamshi is actually something here. Vamshi is asked, sir, could you please tell me, I got all B in OET, so UK or Ireland, which is good. Again, guys, I've done a video on it, UK or Ireland, which one is better. I've actually mentioned what are the changes, what are the major changes or what are the major differences between UK and Ireland. I've done a brilliant video on it. Please, I'll mention that link here. But in a nutshell, Vamshi, both countries are same, almost similar, I could say. The pay rates are almost similar. Living conditions are almost similar. And processing wise, UK is quite easy, quite fast. Currently at the moment, if you're looking for a job, UK is your best option, because Ireland, you could say you might have to wait for another few months, maybe a month or two, to actually start to actually see any recruitment process happening. So what I would suggest you, if you have B scores, Vamshi, just talk to me later on, and I could help you out finding a job in UK. That's not a problem. But what I would say is UK is much better than Ireland. Okay, at the moment, not forever. So Roy has actually asked, hi Uma Mahesh, great to see you. Roy has actually asked, is Ireland stopped free recruitment? Brilliant question. Roy, it's not about the recruitment is absolutely free. I mean, for us, we never charge even a cent from a candidate, okay? First of all. Secondly is, Roy, currently what situation is, think it this way, you have very little vacancies available in the market. So if you look for a staff nurse vacancies, they will be like maybe 10 or 15 in the whole country, okay? Very little in private nursing homes. But you have abundance of nurses. So there's maybe thousands of nurses with decision letters waiting in India, Philippines, Middle East, South Africa, different parts of the world. They want to come over to Ireland. So what happens is, because there is a massive demand for the jobs and very, very little jobs available and plenty of nurses available, employers are not willing to pay any any aptitude test. They're not willing to pay any plane tickets. They're not willing to pay your stay. They're not willing to pay your visa processing. Nothing at all. Nada. Nothing. So if you are actually to answer your question, yes, it's not. You might have at this moment, you might have to pay for your employment. So if you're actually planning, the employer might be willing to give you a job, but you might have to pay for your expenses. But this thing will change. Every 2 to 3 years, you will see HSE embargo, or 3 to 4 years. I have seen 2 or 3 times since I came to Ireland. When I was applying in 2008, 2009, when I was actually initially coming to Ireland, HSE, there was massive recruitment freeze. It took 2 years to actually reopen again. And I could say I've seen small little embargoes, or they have stopped recruitment in 2013, I think so, and now. So it's 2 or 3 times I've seen this HSE embargo. So what I'm saying is, like, don't be put off by this. There's the usual, these things happen. But what you have to think is, if you get your chance, if you get your decision letter, there is an opportunity. You don't need an employer. You come here in Ireland on exam visa, write your test, get your PIN number, go back to India or Philippines or whichever country you're coming from, and then you can directly apply for a job. Because employers, it'll appeal an employer. When I send a CV, if I send 2 CVs, one CV has NMBI decision letter, another CV has NMBI PIN number. You as an employer, what would you pick? You would definitely pick for NMBI PIN number, isn't it? So that's the major difference. So an employer, it will appeal an employer if a candidate has a PIN number. So if you or anyone who's actually watching this video, if you guys can afford to come here and do your aptitude test, get your PIN number, that's the best route. So guys, I know there's a lot of people joining us. I want to slowly wind up. If you have more questions, please do shoot down. I'll try to address as much as possible before I leave. Nice to see you, Jeffin, Roy, and Mahesh. Nice to see you again. One important thing I want to say before I leave is there are 2 major websites that I would recommend every single one of you if you're actually planning to come to Ireland. Number 1 is citizensinformation.ie. I'll place that in the description below. I'll put that link in the description below. And the second one is dbei.gov.ie. That's like that. So the first website, citizensinformation.ie, will explain every single thing that you need to know when you're actually in Ireland or when you're coming to Ireland, okay? The second thing is DBEI, is the government website which explains about the visa processing and what you need to do, how do you apply for critical skills work permit and all those kind of things. So that's those 2 websites. I'll place it in the link below. And also, guys, I want to talk about is it's a great thing that they have now. Previously, a GNM nurse and a BSc nurse were actually given 2 different permits. Now, thanks to this government, what they made a massive change. They brought everyone. Now, every single nurse is actually on a critical skills work permit. I made a video on it, so if you want to actually watch it, I'll place the link in the description here. But what they said is, going forward, every single nurse will come here on a critical skills employment permit. So if you're actually coming here on a critical skills employment permit, there's massive benefits. The first one is you can bring your family within 6 months. You don't have to wait for a year to bring your family. The second thing is your spouse. Your spouse can also work immediately. So they will get something called stamp 1G. So if your spouse is a nurse, or if your spouse, let it be any professions, they can come here and start working immediately on stamp 1G visa. Okay, so those are the main two benefits of critical skills work permit. Okay, guys, so thanks again. I see a lot of people joining, and great to see you all. I hope to do what do you call, quite a lot of these live sessions. And if you have any queries, I know there's a lot of people still thinking and typing. I know I have to wind this up really quickly. If you have any queries, please shoot down. I'll try to address in underneath this video. Also, I'll be posting the same video in YouTube, so you can actually catch up. If you haven't got a chance to see my video, definitely you will see that in YouTube as well. But guys, I have to say, for last many weeks, I was terribly busy. And apologies, and I will see you more frequently going forward. Thanks again. SREE NAIR signing off. Bye.